Hi, this is John from Western Maine Defensive Tactics. We're going to talk a little bit more about throwing today. Let me retrieve my blades here. We talked a little bit earlier on my last video about throwing knives, good knives, on hay bales. Now, some of you, despite the fact that it's unsafe and not recommended, are going to go throw on wood anyway. I can't say that I don't, because behind me is the throwing range behind my shop where I throw knives, so I can't deny it. But you also notice that I could throw my good knives out here, but I generally don't. I have a whole pile of these that I threw. These aren't Bowie knives, but these are what I consider Bowie knife-like objects. These are just pieces of leaf spring or saw steel that I have cut into Bowie knife shape, and they have a good weight and a good length, and you can practice your throwing techniques with them. If I tear these up, I don't care. You know, if the points get broken or whatever, I don't care. I've got these made out of leaf spring. I also have these made out of saw steel. This one I put a guard and a handle on just to get the feel of throwing a knife with a guard and a handle on it. And these are shaped more like the Coleman Western type Bowie. And these are actually my most used throwers because these are a little bit more difficult to throw because they're less, their weight is less linear than these. These throw pretty well. I also, I don't sharpen these too much. These are actually pretty blunt tips because they're more challenging to throw. I have to get a perfect alignment in my throw for them to stick in the wood. Now let's talk about targets for a second. Now, if you're going to throw to wood, throw into wood, what you want is a log butt end. You want the end grain of a log because it will take your sticks a lot more readily than the curved surface will. I throw at this curved surface quite a bit. This is a seasoned oak log. If you remember the seasoned maple log that I cut in one of the chopping videos, the long chopping video, this is about that hard. It's been in the ground for a couple of years, but it's still pretty tough. But the front here, where I've been throwing, is getting really torn up and chopped up. So it's hard, it's more difficult for the wood to hold the stick. That's why a stick has to be really good. It has to be perpendicular rated like this with only a little bit of variation. If it's cockeyed at all, if it's not a very good throw, it will not stick. It will reject that stick. Where that stick would go fine into a hay bale because hay bales are forgiving, you've got to have a nice throw here. That's why I like this. I value this as a training aid because it keeps me sharp in my throwing. If I do a half-ass throw, it's not going to stick. The danger with throwing on wood is pitchback, because let's see if I can do a couple throws and get good pitchback for you. Not a dangerous one, but just to show you what it is. I'm going to do some bad throws on purpose. Well, I meant to. I'm going to try to hit the head, and I'm going to throw towards the head. I'm going to actually hit that log below it. We'll see what happens. See? That didn't come back towards me. That's still not in the target though, is it? Pitchback, right there. You see how that landed? That stick? Bowie knives do that a lot when they're not intended, when you don't intend them to. That's the problem. And a lot of times, especially with the lower throws, throwing down low like this, especially on that log, okay, now I can stick it now. That happens with the longer blades. Pitchback here. Oh, no, it's going to stick for me. I should turn the camera on more often when I practice. All right. We've collected the knives. Be aware that these knives are going to pitch back on you, especially the leaf spring and the saw steel. If you have knives that are made, say, out of mild steel, they might have a little less spring in them, but they're still going to come back at you. These knives don't have edges, though they have points. But even if this is just a piece of flat bar stock, if this whacks you across the shin, you're going to know it. If this point goes down through your boot, you're going to know it. You're not going to have a very good day that day. That's the other reason I don't recommend throwing real knives. Because let me tell you, you throw the hornbeam Bowie and it'll stick. It's not going to be a problem. It's going to stick. Oh, but wait, it comes back at me. If you're standing close and did that throw and weren't paying attention, you could easily get that point right in the shin or in the foot or higher. That would suck. But you can throw these. They'll stick pretty well. Woo! But I don't do it a lot. I do it to test a design. I'm not going to show you how I throw them to test the designs. That's not for public consumption. That's a trade secret and all that horse shit. Throw these against this, you're asking for trouble. I'm going to break off a point. You're going to hit a million different ways while you throw it. It's going to hit flat. It's going to hit with the butt. It's going to hit like this with the point. You're going to hit the guard here. It's going to get broken. Don't do it. If it's a knife that you value, do not throw it on wood. Again, I do it to test them, because if my knife won't take a little bullshit, I don't like it. It's not good enough. And it's not good for the knives. But, and I think I've driven that point home well enough, have I not? It's not good for your knives. You're going to break it. I'm going to throw these knives a couple of times. They could break right in front of the camera. And if it does, I'm just going to leave it on there just to show you. Whoop, that didn't break. That didn't break. Oh well. I kind of threw that last one gingerly, because when you got good knives in the target, you have to worry about carving up your handles and stuff off of the incoming point. So, let's recap real quick. Wood will get you hurt if you're throwing knives on it. Safety glasses, boots, pants, chaps if you have them. Use Bowie knife-like objects so you don't tear up your real knives. Throw alone. If you're going to throw with another person, right over here, you're going to endanger that person from your pitchbacks. You're going to be in danger from his pitchbacks. Be damn careful. This is not safe. I do not recommend it. But I know a lot of you guys are doing it anyway. And look, we're out in back of my shop, and I have 2 posts set up to throw knives at. So I think that pretty much covers the whole thing. You know I don't recommend throwing on wood. But I've also said, well, you're going to do it anyway. I'm only being, excuse me, slightly redundant. Use something like this. Use something that is disposable. Something that you don't have a big cost investment in, or an emotional investment in. And just get out there and practice a little bit. Stick the feet, throw with the guts, and then try to get a headshot in. How about that? It can be a lot of fun. This is actually what I do to relax quite a bit, but there. It's what I do to relax, and it is a lot of fun to do. Again, part of the Bowie knife repertoire, part of the Bowie knife culture. Practice your throws, but be damn careful when you do it. Knife skill is supposed to enhance your knife. Knife skill is supposed to enhance your knife. It's supposed to enhance your life, not cause you problems, not give you medical bills and things like that. So, hey, get some fake knives and happy throwing, guys. Oh, it didn't stick. I must suck. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, he's a freaking knife throwing expert. Not. Hope it helps you out.